Hey, this is H1. We're going to be running it back with another episode talking about chess knowledge, chess wisdom, chess understanding. And today we will be discussing how chess principles can help you raise a kid. Yeah, H1, the H1 got you. If you got a kid, H1 got you. If you don't have a kid and you want a kid in the future, then H1 got you there too. And if you don't want a kid at all, then, if something happens on accident, H1 got you too. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. I got a few chess principles that can help you not only play chess better, but can compare to raising a kid. And there's no articles on this. There's no articles on how chess principles can help you raise a kid. There's articles on how chess reflects how chess can change your kid's mindset and make them smarter and whatnot, but there's no articles on comparing chess to raising a kid. So I was thinking maybe I can have a few pointers on this, right? Even though my kid is only 2 years old, I got a family, and I think I can have a few pointers on this. And I'm gonna keep on giving my pointers and keep on giving my just through the years, just keep on giving my advice on what I've learned and what changes. And who knows, when I'm 20 years old, not 20 years old, when I'm 20 years in on being a father and I'm like burnt out on doing this crap, I'm going to be like, I learned a lot and everything that I said today means nothing. But, I might be heading to the right direction. So let's just get to it. Let's just get started on this next segment on how to raise a kid with chess. Yes, sir. Let's talk about chess principles on how to raise a kid. First tip that I want to give you is you usually need 4 to 5 pieces to have a successful attack. And I say this a whole bunch of times, just making sure that is nailed to your head, that is ingrained inside of you. How does this have anything to do with raising a kid? Well, the principle, it takes a village to raise a child, right? And that's pretty much what I'm comparing. When I got my first child, not only did my wife's grandma help, but the whole family helped out with the process. I remember having the baby shower, the registry, and we had diapers for months, not years, months, because babies use the bathroom a lot. More than usual. Like, it was crazy. It was like 8 times a day. It was insane. But at that moment, it was cool because a lot of people helped out. A lot of friends helped out with that. And not only that, we had clothes, we had a pacifier, we had all the baby stuff that we needed to get through the first few months, and I was happy about that. And my wife was too, because everything that was on the registry was hit and she was Gucci, right? And so the family definitely helped out, and hey, the principle still stands that the village, you need the village to raise the kid. Now, during the pandemic, we didn't really have help on the babysitting side. We didn't have a lot of people coming inside of our house and helping us out because we was trying to stay safe and whatnot. But we know that if everything was back to normal, the family would have helped a lot more. Now, the second principle that I would like to talk about is preparation is key. Now, being prepared is important. And one of the things that I didn't know that my wife knew is that the dang near first 3 months, I had to wake up with this kid every 3 to 4 hours. And it never hit the 4th hour. It was every 3 hours to feed the baby, burp the baby, and rock the baby back to sleep. It was just those 3 things. And change the baby, of course. And it was tiring. It was so tiring. Now, I was tired for work, but I still got about 4 to 5 hours of sleep each day, with teamwork, of course. And I say 4 to 5 hours instead of like 6 hours because me and my wife would exchange things. So she would wake up, she would hit like two sleep cycles of the baby, and then I would hit 2 sleep cycles of the baby, right? And so we would at least get 4 to 5 hours. And me and my wife, we were these type of people that didn't just go straight to sleep. You know what I mean? So it took like an hour, 30 minutes just to get straight to sleep. And it was a very hard moment because I've never felt like that in ages. And I was just this young guy, this young dude, 22 years old, just 21 years old. It was 21. Just realizing, wow, my life is super unimportant right now. And I gotta make sure that this kid survives. Because if the kid doesn't survive, then that's my fault. And it was just a precious moment just to realize how the kid can humble you into realizing that, man, I need to be more not selfish. I need to actually give it my all to take care of the kid. And so that's what I did. My daughter, she was a sweetheart. She didn't cry that much, but, you know, I was a young man just being prepared for the worst, and I got through it at the end with time and dedication. We finally found a pattern, which I'm going to be talking about in the next tip. But still, I would like to say that a few more things on the preparation is key part is that as my daughter, got older, she started doing things that I do, right? She started seeing me do things, repeating my words as she spoke. So I would say, don't use the phrase, do as I say, not as I do, as you're growing up. Because kids and adults are moved by what they see, not what they do. Not what they say, I mean. And you have to lay the foundation as a parent by your actions. And talk is cheap too, because I talk all day to my daughter and she still don't follow every single word that I'm saying. Maybe she doesn't understand it, but sometimes I think she does because she gives me that weird look and then she pouts a little bit. But it's just a weird moment just to see that she's doing she pretty much is doing what I do. Like, if I read a book, then she gets a book. If I am watching TV, then she wants to watch TV, but it's like her shows. And dang, CoComelon. Man, why is CoComelon so big nowadays? It's crazy, but hey, my daughter is addicted to that show, and I tried to get her on like Baby Einstein and other stuff, but nope. And now she says the word Coco all day long. I don't even get it. But anyway, preparation is key. One other thing too is that, like, you can prepare, and many parents will say this, but you can prepare all you want, but it's never enough. My wife, she baby-proof our entire house the best she could. And our daughter, she likes to climb, she likes to run at things, and she could barely walk, but she was trying to run and hit her head on the coffee table. And babies just find out how to hurt themselves in unique ways, even when we're watching and it's too late. You know, it's going to happen. As long as the baby as long as the baby's okay at the end, it's fine. As long as the baby don't have to go to the ER, it's fine. And she was just having fun. At the end of the day, if you treat the baby like it's hurt, then they're gonna be hurt. But if you be like, oh snap, what happened? Then they're gonna be like, I don't know. You wanna watch some more CoComelon? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's do that with that big knot on your head. Oh my goodness, toddlers are something else. Yeah, my child is 2 years old, so it's just a whole different journey nowadays. You know how when a kid gets older, a parent's gonna know this, but like when a kid gets older, they talk about the terrible twos, and I'm in it right now, but I don't want to treat it like the terrible twos, because when you have that mindset that it's the terrible twos, then you're just going to be thinking about that the whole time. But I'm trying to be more positive, and my wife is too, and we're both encouraging each other, and I'm glad that I have her to really she is really doing the best work that she can to take care of the child while I work and drive semis and whatnot. But anyway, the next chess principle, which is pretty awesome, is don't give up. Now, I put this in there. I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but I put this in there because most people give up in chess too much, and some things with raising a kid, people give up too. And it's good to be consistent, establish rules, and follow through with them. Like, for example, I read this book. It was this baby book. I forgot what it was called, but I skipped to the part where it was talking about how parents can get their sleep again, because I was really tired at this moment, and I was just trying to find ways just to get my daughter to sleep. And if my daughter can get to sleep, then I was like, hey, we're cool. Like, then I can actually, be functional at work and be sociable again to my parents and to my brothers and sisters and my family and my friends, and me and my wife can have a good relationship again, right? And so I was reading this book, and it said to do this, do that, do this, do that. I found myself for like a whole week sleeping. I told my wife, hey, I'm gonna get our daughter this week. And she was like, fine, cool. And so I got her. And it was to the point where I was trying to get her to sleep at 8. The book said to get her to sleep at like 8 o'clock so that she can already get to that rhythm of going to sleep at nighttime. And so I got the baby to sleep at that time. At first it was like every 6 hours she was getting up, and this was after like 3 months, right? And she was going to sleep at 6 hours. But then I would realize every time she would get up, she was cranky still. And then the book was saying that, well, she should still be getting about like 12 hours of sleep. And I was like, okay, let's try this then. And so it was just me and my daughter, and we was definitely like trying to work things out. I was trying to get her back to sleep, keep her in the dark, don't show the TV to her, no lights at all. It would just be me and my daughter, and we would have this bond each night. She would sleep in my arms, and it was just a good moment. It was a good bonding moment. But eventually we got to the point where not only would she sleep 8 hours, but sometimes she would sleep more than 8 hours. And nowadays she would sleep 10 to 12 hours. And so me and my wife really worked this out, where it was pretty fascinating, the point that we're at now, from where we was in the beginning, where we was getting no sleep, to now she's sleeping 12 hours, and we don't ever have to rock her anymore. We just sat her in the crib, and she goes to sleep by herself with her little bear. And it's pretty cute. I do miss those times, I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, as a parent, you want your kid to be independent, on their own when they're growing up. And I know, like, at 2 years old, you can't be saying that. That's too early. But at the end of the day, that 2-year-old is going to be an adult in the next 16 years. And I don't ever want to think about that. But I know that this is going to be good, especially for the future. Now, another tip I would want to say, just spitballing here, is that the threat is greater than execution. Now, a lot of people have thoughts about this. A lot of people have different parenting techniques and whatnot, but there should be consequences for bad actions by your kid, and each kid is different, and each kid needs their own set of discipline. When my daughter said no to me for the first time about something, it was very surprising that she came up with that word. It was very surprising. And I'm not just gonna go ahead and just get the belt out and whoop my kid. That's not the action that should come after that. That's just bad parenting at that young age. You just gotta understand the circumstance. But each kid is different, and all I'm gonna say on that point, since everybody has different parenting techniques, is that there should be consequences for bad actions so that the kid can grow up to be can be a normal kid in the world. To know that, hey, I can't do that. I can't shove this pencil up another kid's eye. Your kid should know decent moral manners with going to public school and whatnot. They should know before they grow up, and they should just know this stuff so that they can build friendships in the future, right? And that's the goal. And that's why this is like a loving arrangement of discipline that has to happen. And it doesn't always have to be resolved with the belt, but it could be resolved in other ways. And so sometimes my daughter, she would be like doing something, probably like looking at a glass cup or something that's full of water. She just tries to grab it like she can drink out of it like a big girl, but she can't. And then I'll just look at her. I say, what? Little H1? I'm not comfortable saying her name yet. Hey, give me some time. I'll be like, little H1? And then she'll look at me. She'll look at me with her little eyes. And then she'll try to do it again. She'll reach for the glass cup, and then I'll be like, when? Yeah, little H1. And then I'll get up a little bit. And then she'll look at me. And then she'll just get away from the glass cup once I start getting up just a little bit. And then I'll just grab her, and then we'll just watch some chess tournaments and whatever. I don't know if that works yet completely. We'll see as she gets older and if she becomes like a good communicator and actually obeys what I say. But in the meantime, she likes listening to me than the mom. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Fathers, we are up right now. You know what I mean? Okay, last tip. Just have fun. Just like you do in chess. You don't want to make it such a stressing moment. Just thinking that everything is bad, that there's so many cons. You know what? If you have a kid, just spend time with your kid. Go on vacations. I took my kid to the Omaha Zoo one day. And I mean, my wife took me and my wife took our kids sledding when it was snowing. And it was my first time sledding. I never went sledding as a kid, but I took my daughter sledding. We fell a couple times. It was a huge hill, but it was fun. And I'm always going to remember those moments. Even as I become older than what I am now. Even as a 40-year-old, I'm going to be like, I remember when you was a young girl and we went sledding for the first time together and you fell in my lap and you fell, we tipped over when going down that hill and your mom took a video. Do you want to watch the video right quick? And those are just going to be some good moments. So I would like to end this off with just saying, remember, this moment are the good times. This moment that you're having right now is the good times. This is the good times. You know how when somebody talks about the good times all the way in the past? Well, you're going to be talking about this moment with your family or yourself or your friends. 15 years in the future, you're going to be like, you remember that day when we did XYZ? So if you have a family, that kid, that uncle, that niece, that nephew, just spend time with them. That daughter, that son, we're just all trying to do our best. And I follow the principle that like relationships are really important in life. And if you don't have relationships, then what's the point of living? I don't want to be isolated all my life. I don't want to just think about me all the time. Why can't I live for once? I'm H1. I'm supposed to do that. That's why I'm doing this dang podcast, is so that I can just speak to others. So those are my principles. Hey, tell me what you think. I don't know. I haven't did an H1 rant in a while, and guess what? I only went through this. I'm only doing this how chess principles can help you raise a kid segment, because I got a surprise. I am having another kid, another daughter. I'm gonna be a father of 2 girls. 2 girls. And it's really exciting. I'm glad to have healthy children, and that's all that I want, and that's all that I want to raise. I found out about this a few months ago, back in the last week of November of 2021. It was the week that I think I missed the episode. It was that week where it was probably Thanksgiving week, right? It was probably that week where I missed the episode, and I didn't really know what to think about this situation. And so I'm really excited. I've been excited for a while. Me and my wife is, and hopefully I can get her on the podcast pretty soon so that she can explain how she's thinking and how she's preparing for the next kid. And I know this is a chess podcast, but I just felt like since y'all are family, y'all are part of the H1 fam, y'all had to know. Why not? Why shouldn't y'all know? Y'all gonna see it on Instagram anyway. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm H1 Chess. You know what I mean? So, thank you for listening. This is a precious moment. And let's get to the conclusion of the episode. Hey, this is Chess Knowledge with H1, and the sponsor of today is Anchor. You know what? Have you ever wondered, man, I just want to talk, and I want people to listen to me, and I don't even know where to start? Well, H1 would suggest Anchor. First of all, it's free. They have their own creation tools so that you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And now they have this new feature where you can add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. And plus, one of my favorite features, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can hear yourself on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or many more stations. And then, plus, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Man, I almost messed that up. Okay. And then it makes everything simple for you since everything is in one place. So this is the thing. If you want to start your podcast right now, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get it started. Anchor.fm to get started. Thank you for listening, guys. H1 out. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I really appreciate you listening to this. Sometimes I can ramble on, but I know that you are here for the right reasons to learn about chess knowledge, chess wisdom, chess understanding, and H1 can have a soft side, even though I talk about, obliterating your opponents on the chessboard, of course, not in real life. You don't need to bring that in real life. That's what the game of chess is for. And I'm glad that you can share this moment with me since you are the H1 fam. So, hey, stay tuned for this next episode. Please follow if you're on Spotify, YouTube, etc. Please follow so that you can stay notified on my next episode. All right? Is that Gucci? Is that good? Are you pushing P? Are you pushing P? I'm hoping that you're pushing P. Hopefully you're not being a wood pusher, but hopefully you're pushing P. Okay. Hey, thank you for picking H1 today. And peace.